Okay.
Welcome, my kin. Welcome on behalf of the Planning Committee. There we go. Welcome on behalf of the Transgender Day of Remembrance Planning Committee. My name is Craig Miller. I'm the minister here at Knox, and my pronouns are he, him, and he, kin. We just ask that you take a moment to make sure that your cell phone is silenced so that we are not interrupted as we gather here together. We're honored to host this gathering on this global day in which the global human family observes Transgender Day of Remembrance. We're grateful to our sponsors. I'm not going to name them all, but if you join us at the lunch, you can meet many of them. Today we come together to remember our trans and two-spirit and gender-expansive kin who have been killed at the hands of hatred and violence because of their gender identity and their expression. We gather here today on Treaty 2 lands. This is shared territory, we know, between the Anishinaabe and unceded territory of the Dakota Oyate and the national homeland of the Red River Métis. Many other Indigenous peoples make Brandon and this area their home, including the Nahetook, the Rocky Cree, the Innuak, the Swampy Cree, the Nehiak, the Plains Cree, the Anishinaabemowik, the Ojibwe Cree, the Dene, and the Inuit. We recognize as we gather the impact of colonization and genocide on the First Peoples of Turtle Island and upon the impact on gender identity and expression and sexuality. We recognize as we gather that there is still suffering being caused by racist and colonial and religious systems and social structures that continue to be present in what we call Canada. May we commit ourselves to tell the truth, to reconcile, to make amends with all the victims who have suffered under our collective colonial past. As we begin, I'd like to invite Caitlin White from the Sexuality Education Resource Center to welcome us and offer some opening remarks. Caitlin.
Thank you, Craig. Hi, everyone. My name is Caitlin White, as Craig mentioned. My pronouns are she, they. I work at the Sexuality Education Resource Center, or SERC for shorthand. I'm absolutely honored to have been part of this year's Trans Day of Remembrance Planning Committee. Transgender Day of Remembrance began in 1999 by advocate Gwendolyn Ann Smith to honor the memory of Rita Hester, a transgender woman killed in 1998. Since then, groups around the world have gathered on November 20th to remember and honor the lives of those lost to violence. To quote Gwendolyn Ann Smith, Transgender Day of Remembrance seeks to highlight the losses we face due to anti-transgender bigotry and violence. I am no stranger to the need to fight for our rights, and the right to simply exist is first and foremost. With so many seeking to erase transgender people, sometimes in the most brutal ways possible, it is vitally important that those we lose are remembered and that we continue our fight for justice. I would love to see this planning committee work itself out of a job. I would love to not have a new list of hundreds of names for folks to read every single year. When I think about the increase in anti-trans hate in recent years, and the unprecedented attack on trans and human rights coming out of Alberta just earlier this week, I can tell you that there is much, much work to be done. Today, we mourn the loss of lives to anti-trans violence, and we also fight for justice for our living trans and gender diverse relatives. I'd also just like to issue a special reminder to trans and gender diverse folks in the audience today to do whatever you need to do to take care of yourselves during our time together, the rest of the day, the rest of the week, and always. I will now turn it back over to Craig, who will introduce our speaker for today.
Thanks, Caitlin. It's my honor to introduce Janet Braun to you. Janet and her family are members here at Knox, and they've helped us grow in so many important ways. We are grateful for their relationship with us. Janet is a trailblazer in her work environment. She's a connector, a networker, a system of support for many in the trans community, not just here in Canada, but beyond Canada as well. She is courageous and caring and inspirational. Please welcome Janet Braun as our speaker today.
All right, thank you, Craig. We gather here today to remember all of those who had their light extinguished because they were transgender. Today, we say the names of those who are living their true, authentic selves in a dark shadow in this world. Right now, it is so incredibly easy to talk about all of the doom, the gloom, the hate, the dark things we face daily for being transgender. But I'm not here to give you the stats or read you the newspaper headlines. We all know the dangers, the hate, and violence we face, and the toll on us is way too high, and it must stop. The number one thing we need to do as a community is come together and show everybody out there that our light is brighter than the darkness in the world. And every one of us deserve to be respected, to feel loved, and belong. Being transgender, in my opinion, is being a bright light, sparkling, that is visible to all. Today, right here, right now, more than ever, we need to show the world our light. Show them that we are not ashamed. Show them who we are. Show them what we will not back down. We need to show the world we have to be visible and that we belong. And yes, we are incredibly strong, and we are not going to go away. We need to be a spark to ignite the flame in others so that they can shine bright as well. Just think, one match can light one candle. That's a simple concept, right? We all need to take that small step to start something positive. A candle loses nothing by lighting another and another and another. Stop and take a moment and think, if everyone here could reach out and be that spark for just one person, what those sparks could achieve, and those flames of hope would spread for us all. If this happens, we would never have a need to curse the darkness again, and we would all be living in the light. And I just want to end here by a quote by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Darkness cannot drive out darkness, only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate, only love can do that. Anyway, thank you.
Today we gather to remember and to bear witness, to record the human lives extinguished simply because they dared to live as their authentic selves. When I first arrived at Knox in 2012, and we had these services, there was a brief period of time where we didn't read all of the names. We read an abbreviated list, and most of that was because timing, and we had service providers that needed to be back at 1. But as we continued to develop this service, which was first held here at Knox in 2008 at the request of the LGBTQ collective at Brandon University, we began to say how important it is to read every name and to note those that are unknown, and also to know that this list is not in any way complete. We know that there are far more deaths related to being transgender and gender diverse. This is just a portion of our global human family. But we come together to bear witness to the lives and the names that we have and the reported deaths of transgender and two-spirit. We know that in many places, and even here in Canada, it's difficult to trace the nature of hate crimes because of the ways in which we gather data and we ask questions. We gather today to bear witness to the unreported ones, the unaccounted ones, the unnamed many, whose lives and deaths will only ever be known by the universe, and we bear witness. In these times of heightened anxiety, as we see human rights falling by the wayside in so many places, we see the hatred and violence, the rise in hate crimes dramatically since 2016 here in Canada. We gather today to say that we reject the teachings of divisiveness and ignorance and commit to siding with the way of love against hatred. We bear witness against closed-minded ideologies that excuse evil acts in the name of religion. We bear witness against any institution or culture that seeks to fuel their rise to power by threatening the lives of our beloved transgender, two-spirit, genderqueer, and non-binary people. Today we remember that it is often those who are racialized and two-spirit transgender folks who bear a lot of the hatred. We keep them in mind, and we consider ways that we may be a resource and a support for all of our kin. On this day, gathered together, we uphold the principle that every person has inherent worth and dignity. We're grateful to those who have come to share in the reading of names, and Laura Crookshanks is going to begin by just giving us a little bit of more information about this, and then we'll allow the reading of names to commence. Laura.
As we read the names, we will note the country that the folks lived in, and we will read name unknown many times, not once to represent all of those who were unnamed, but for every person who was unnamed, because their lives matter. And so you'll notice a lot of those name unknown, either in English or in Spanish, depending on their country of origin. So we will now begin. From Argentina, Leila Alejandra Pera, Mia Zuri Gutierrez Ramirez, Michaela Aravallo, Rita Pilar Elmiron, Rosario Sanson, Vanessa Jasmine Quiroga, Juliana Aguero Torres. From Bangladesh, Wao Hirja, Sheila. From Bolivia, name unknown. From Brazil, Alana de Jesus.
Still from Brazil, Amanda Falcao Rocha. Ana Paula, Ani Sa, Ayla Pereira dos Santos, Babalu, Berinjela, Bianca Castiel, Bruna da Conceição Souza, Bruna Santos Franca, Carmen de Oliveira Alves.
Also from Brazil, Carol, Cheyenne Pereira Lima, Cynthia, Dandera Vic, Daniele Roca, Duda, Ian Nascimento de Lima, Eleanor Lana dos Santos, Gabriela Arreo Santos, Giovanni Fortes de Silva.
Also from Brazil, Grampola, Hilary Perpetuo, Isabela dos Santos, GJD de Souza Oliveira, Yediclesia Silva, Jane Louis, Jessica Loran Becerra de Lima, Jota Nogueira Oliveira, Julie Roberta Santos de Vileña, Cacay Brito.
Also from Brazil, Ketlin, Kildry Dione Dorado Pereira, Larissa Patricia Poliana, Marcela Valentina, Maria Clara Azevedo, Myla Gomez, Marilla Albuquerque, Mona Lisa, name unknown, name unknown.
Also from Brazil, name unknown, name unknown, name unknown, name unknown, name unknown, name unknown. Natasha Alvarenga Ferrara, Nuritania Pacheco, Nicole Souza, Pamela Murella.
From Brazil, Pamela Nue Valadares, Paula Brachotto, Paula Nam Sicimento Batista, Petela Espirito Santo Monteiro, Prita Gil, Rafaela de Souza Oliveira, Rafaela Lorena Soares da Rocha, Raquel Licia, Ravina Rayan Piamenta da Silva.
Also from Brazil, Reira Rios, Rebecca De Paulo, Roberta Gamales de Silva, Robson Brendo de Silva, Rosa, Ruby Wahara, Samila Alves Guimeras Tejias, Santa Rosa, Shakira Piera Wahara.
Also from Brazil, Sofia, Solange Rodriguez da Silva, Thela Ayala, Thela da Costa Vieira, Vivia Paiva, Wendeley Gabrielli. From Canada, Alice Carrier, Kira Salim. From Colombia, Andrena Garcia Garcia. Angelo Pozo.
Still from Colombia, Byron Joel Rodriguez Tejada, Betsy Mariel, Camila Vázquez Guzmán, Carolina, Daira Martínez, Daniela Mutis, Diane Ruiz, Enileidis Quintero Brito, Fernanda Domicó, Francisco Cadavid.
Still from Colombia, Jesse Beltaran, Karin, Liam Marin, Maria Delmar Perdomo, Maria Paula Pelaz Nacho. Name unknown. Natalia Santo Domingo. Noir Jimenez. Paula Rada.
Also from Colombia, Samantha, Sara Villarrey, Chaira Patiño, Chantal, Sheikh Oliveros Quintana, Tailín Valencia, Victoria Strauss. From Costa Rica, Catalina Espinosa. From Cuba, Claudia Dayansi Acosta.
Also from Cuba, Disney's Barrero. From the Dominican Republic, Ezra Halet. From Ecuador, Alejandra M. Andrea. Angel Jacinto Reina Garcia. Sheila Cagua. Kendra Cabeza. Lorena Isabel Salazar Luisa. Marian Lapo Moracho. Renee.
Also from Ecuador, Valeria. From Fiji, Dr. Leila Lili Darling. From Guatemala, Ivana Perez. From Honduras, Kendra Olivia. Michelle Trochet. Moisa Reyes Castillo. Name unknown. From India, Adij Shashank. Anu Arkita.
From India, Ganga Kinyar, Hassani, Indira Deepa, Kajal, and Kajal. Camellia, Madhu Sharma, name unknown, name unknown, name unknown.
Also from India, Rakhi, Sanjana Kanwar, Sarang Panikar, Sumya, Tanashri. From Iran, Sogan Pakdal. From Italy, David Garufo, Giorgio. From the Ivory Coast, Jennifer. From Jamaica, Trish Dahl,
From Mexico, Alejandra Jimenez Suzanne, Alexis Noe Velasquez Delgado, Alicia, C. Hernandez Cutino, Carla, Shabella Rodriguez, Cleo, Elizabeth Sanchez, F. Lopez, Gabriela Rojas,
Still from Mexico. Géminis Aparicio, Grecia Sandoval, Guadalupe Arias, J. Hermes, Jennifer Michael Chávez Ramos, Jimena, Jocelyn Páez, Katia Daniela Medina, Kika, La Monse,
Still from Mexico. Michelle Itubre, Monica Hernandez, Montserrat Martinez, name unknown, name unknown, name unknown, name unknown, name unknown, name unknown, name unknown.
Also from Mexico, Nubia, Paulina, Rosario Blanco, Tamara Zúñiga Ascona, Tania Montserrat Márquez, Valeria, Zulma Hernández Mendoza, from Myanmar, Makin Mo Tan, Majiji San.
From the Netherlands, Alice Sarov Alisa Sarova. From Pakistan, Aini, Ali Khan, Anjali, Asadi, Asma, Baba, Bablu, Talha, Chidia, Sharia, Dagai, Fidi Shaikh.
Continuing from Pakistan, Guri, Galale, name unknown, Pulwasha, Peri Bibi, Saba, Sabir, Samina, Shagufta, and Tikli.
From Pakistan, Wafa, Zaibi Malik. From Peru, Marcial Uguer Estaquero, Payucara Cora, Ruby Viana. From the Philippines, Ali Heon Maka Lintal, Christine, Dalia Sublanas, Jericho Elarite, Chiara Astopo, Ren Tampas.
Also from the Philippines, Shalani Dolina. From Russia, Arina Nefs Demchuk. From Thailand, Phuanon Kamonfard, Saru, Thitikarn Dilakanon, Waranan Panaka. From Turkey, Kansu, Kera, Nida Nazalia. From the United Kingdom, Faith Roberts.
Also from the United Kingdom, Leah Sampson Grimbley, Leslie Storm, Lucy Fox, Chrisia Mahmood, Sophia, Sophie Sheehan, Stephanie Francesca, Tony Azik. From Uruguay, Alexandra Ruiz, Joanna.
From the USA, Amiri Dior, Artie Cassidy Beowulf Gibson, Aubrey Dameron, Aziza Barnes, Blair A. Sawyer, Cam Thompson, Charlotte Fosgate, Christina Hayes, Dream Johnson, Eliza Ray Shoup.
Still from the USA, Emma Slabak, Irviana Johnson, Gabriella Nguyen, Jax Grayton, JJ Godby, Joanathan Joss, Jordan JJ May, Kaitoria Lacynthia Banks, Kamoria Woods, Carmen Wells.
From United States, Casey Ria, Caitlin Reneta Benoit, Kelsey Allen, Kyla Jane Walker, Laura Schroeder, Lily Dawn Harkins, Linda Becerra Moran, Mika Shabazz, Name Unknown, Nora Horwitz.
Also from the United States, Onyx Cornish, Parker Savarese, Quenisha Chantel, Relacia Wright, Rosa Mashuka, Roy Mora, Sam Nordquist, Scarlett, Shai Perius Dupre, Spencer James Castile.
Also from the United States, Sydney Lee Phillips, Tahari Broom, Tessa June, Tiara Love, Tori Jackson, and Churi from Venezuela.
Let us observe a moment of silence. These remembered deaths have not gone unnoticed by us. Sacred, transgender, two-spirit, gender expansive, and non-binary lives do not go unnoticed by us. May our communities be places where all are cared for and loved and welcomed, where all can learn and all can be teachers, a place where all are safe. May our communities be places where people can experience and seek wholeness as they claim their authentic selves. This day we mourn our losses and our precious dead. Tomorrow and every other day, we shall continue to fight for the living. May it be so. My kin, this concludes our service here in the sanctuary. Again, we're so grateful to you for coming today. A reminder that there's a vigil at 6 p.m. tonight, and we gather in the lobby and we have the reading of names, and we do that outside as a public demonstration. And then we gather in the lounge for a time to connect and some refreshment and self-care. And again, as Caitlin mentioned earlier, check in with yourself, check in with your friends and family members today, as we know this is a difficult day for many. There are memorial candles here on the memory table, and if you would like to come up and light a candle in a moment, we encourage you to do that. Everyone is invited to join us in the auditorium for the lunch. There's a lift that you can take to the second floor or the west stairs. There's a gender-inclusive washroom next to the office and next to the kitchen, and then gendered washrooms on the lower floor. That concludes our service. Thank you for joining us, and I should just remember to say a note of welcome to those on the live stream and those that are watching during the week. We're glad that you've taken time to be with us in this way. Let us go in love.